All is going digital. It's one global village. Why then you live back in the days? Don't be left behind. Join the new normal of digital world. Let radio and television be at your fingertips. Get news and current events, entertainment, sports, kiddies programs, and more at your beck and call on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Just visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all social media platforms. Then you are a global citizen. Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Voice of the voiceless.
Nani. Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! Wayne Rooney out of this world!
Your Saturdays just got better. 7 hours of live streaming of football games.
Messi, immense Messi. Encara Messi,
Featuring Premier League, La Liga, Ligue 1, Bundesliga, Serie A, and all the league games in Europe. All you need to do.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sportville this morning on Al-IyamoyeTv and really well get to the sport news all over the world today. And I am Mr. TAOHEED.
I'm sure Limashu SMD Sports.
Okay, starting with David De Gea. David De Gea says he may retire if he does not receive an offer to become the #1 goalkeeper at a top club, with the former Manchester United stopper still without a new side after leaving Old Trafford. The Guardian claims that several bids from Saudi Arabia have been snubbed, with money not the primary motivation behind a 32-year-old potential move. That means he is not after money but wants to play football at the top club and being the #1 goalkeeper. And if he doesn't see any offer anytime soon, David De Gea will retire permanently from football.
The reason why I think most teams are not coming from David De Gea is let's evaluate most teams that are coming from David De Gea. How many of them don't have first level goalkeeper? And they will look at David De Gea age, 32 years of age. Will he be able to play for a long period of time? And sometimes this kind of team, they have maybe they have a young goalkeeper, they are 24 years old, and if you are bringing David De Gea to come and start at the first 11 goalkeeper, it might affect the performance of the first goalkeeper when you sit down on bench. But I think there are still some team in England that might still be able to sign David De Gea, but the question still remains: will he be able to be the first 11 goalkeeper, first 11 choice? And it's a very, very sad moment. Had been asked about Manchester United have known, they would have retained him at least to have. Look at Arsenal now. There's a lot of competition between David Raya and Ramsdale, because it has already happened before. At Chelsea, you will see Peter Couture and you will see Peter Cech. Then for a season, they have a very good competition. And Chelsea won the league then under Jose Mourinho. So it's very sad that David De Gea is not seeing any future. But I know before he could say he decide that I want to retire, I think that still some teams might still come back for him, because we are still. I just think Bayern Munich doesn't want to go for David De Gea because they know he's still in the same age bracket with Manuel. Manuel will be back soon from injury. That's why they want to continue with Utrecht. That okay, let's continue with the Utrecht and let's see when Manuel comes back from injury. Yeah. That's why they want to order. And Inter Milan, I don't know this why Inter Milan doesn't bring him in as well. They brought him Yazuma from Bayern Munich. So there are a lot of things, and I know he's not pertaining to money at all. Even though I know he's ready to get a pay cut now for him to be able to join any side, but I still believe a team will be able to sign David De Gea.
Okay, a team will be able to sign David De Gea. Real Madrid Jude Bellingham leaves Real Madrid training early due to stomach problems, putting doubt over whether the England superstar will feature in this weekend current La Liga derby against Atletico Madrid. He has been a pivotal figure in the Madrid midfielder so far this season, but the England star may be a doubt for their upcoming derby against Atletico Madrid.
And that will be a huge blow for Real Madrid if they eventually lose Jude Bellingham to injury, because since he has come to Real Madrid from Borussia Dortmund, he has scored 6 goals so far in 6 games for Real Madrid, and is very instrumental to their game. Don't forget, recently he scored a long goal that Real Madrid used to defeat Union Berlin.
Yeah.
So it means he has been there for Real Madrid since they were signed from Borussia Dortmund. So if he's going to miss the game tomorrow against Atletico Madrid, because both teams, we can't really say they are not on form. Both of them are on form. Although Atletico Madrid has lost this season. It was not 3-0. You've lost this season, but now Atletico Madrid is coming back from a disappointed result in the UEFA Champions League, 1-1 against Lazio. Now Real Madrid are coming in from an unconvincing win on the Union Berlin game, and it was this is an away game at Wanda Metropolitan Stadium for Atletico Madrid. So I would rather have the belief that if they have the Bellingham, it will do some damage to Atletico Madrid. If they don't have the Bellingham, it means they will miss the Bellingham, they will miss Vinicius Junior. Then it will be left to other players to be able to perform. Can other players be able to carry the burden on themselves and perform better? But I still believe it's still possible. You risk the game and play tomorrow against Atletico Madrid.
Okay, before I chip on the next news on Chelsea and Manchester United, let's be a talk on Ardagula. It's been long mentioned the wonder kid Ardagula since beginning of training session for Real Madrid. Beginning of the season, we saw a lot of magic tricks from Ardagula in the training session, but due to injury, he hasn't been able to feature in any game for Real Madrid this season. What will you see when Ardagula comes back from injury?
And when it comes out from injury, I think he will be able to go inside, get inside the first 11 immediately. The reason why I say so is that it's not possible when he comes back from injury, he go back to the left side. And having Ardagula around hand side to cut hand for his left leg and have Joseno, and the preferred formation there, if when they are Vinicius Junior come back from injury, Vinicius Junior, Ardagula will go to the goals. So it's quite unfortunate that this guy is having injury. And the question sometimes is, when he was at Fenerbahce, how many injuries does he have? At all. Now he's at a team that he will need to prove himself day in, day out in the training section. Prove to us that you can wear the jersey of Los Blanco. You lost Merigi, you can wear jersey. And from the training section, you may be able to want to try harder. And trying harder might bring injury to him. So now he got injury during the preseason as well. He has not played any game for them. So I know when he comes up for injury, he will be able to at least prove himself, because of one of the two games that we have watched in the preseason game. He played against Manchester United, and we saw the glimpse that this guy can bring onto Real Madrid's side. A different game ball entirely from Ardagula. So I know he will come back from injury on Monday, and he will be able to at least prove himself in some matches for Real Madrid.
Okay, let's also move down to Manchester United. Eric Ten Hag says Jadon Sancho will not be in our squad tomorrow. It depends on him. For the rest, we are preparing for Burnley, and that is our focus.
There's no more news that he was told to say sorry to Eric Ten Hag, and he said he's not going to. Sometimes when you know you are right, when you know you are not right, you don't want to say sorry to anybody. But there's this another in Yoruba, and when you offend your father, even if your father offend you, the child will be asked to beg the father. So maybe at the back, the father cannot beg. But now, it's on two sides. The coach says it's right, and the player as well is saying it's right. Sometimes you need to swallow your pride to be able to get what you want sometimes. Because now, Sancho doesn't need the help of Man U. Man U needs the service. Eric Ten Hag should have been the best to swallow the pride. Call the other Sancho. Let them settle it without even the sorry. The sorry can come from the field of play. When he plays, when he scores, he gives you happiness, he gives you joy. From there, you will not know when you embrace yourself. There are so many players that have had issues. I know the time of Craig Bellamy. He had issues with most of the managers at Manchester City, at Liverpool. A lot of players like that. Same thing as Arsenal. We have had some bad eggs. Look at Granit Xhaka. When he had issue with Mikel Arteta had issue with Granit Xhaka because when he was playing football, he was a stubborn player. I could remember when he was playing for Everton. There was a particular scenario that Mikel Arteta, he was the captain of Everton. When he had an injury with a particular player, he need to use his hand to poke inside the eyes of the player. He poked inside the eyes of the player. So he's also the stubborn player on his own. I doesn't want a stubborn player in his squad. That's the reason why he had an issue with Granit Xhaka. And at the end of the day, he ended up swallowing his pride and they settled the disputes. And don't forget, last season, Granit Xhaka was very, very instrumental to what Arsenal made. He was very instrumental to Arsenal qualifying for the Champions League this season. Even though you will see, Arsenal has really missed Granit Xhaka in the squad. And he's doing very, very well for Bayern Leverkusen as well. So most parties should have swallowed their pride and call themselves together. Let's say this sport, we need you. Let's assume Jadon Sancho is on the field of play against Bayern Munich. Same thing against Brighton. Things might have changed a little bit. So I think it's high time both of them to follow their pride. You know you need this guy a lot. There's an issue that comes up yesterday that say some Manchester United player are not happy with Eric and treatment of some player in the squad. That he has some player that whenever they made a mistake, he will not want to say it to their face because he loved them. Example, I make a find this example of the player and the player he brought in, either from Ajax or thereabouts, less of Martinez, less of Anthony, less of Andy Onana, less of Laurent Malaysia. Another player that he was the one that really wanted them to come in. That's the reason why I said there might be some difficulties when you say there will be a coup in Manchester United side against Eric Ten Hag. But now look at Sancho. Sancho is an English guy. Harry Maguire is an English boy as well. Now it's possible Harry Maguire and Sancho collide together, and I have another bad egg in their midst like Rashford. I'm bringing another England player or other player that are not in the first level or British player like Scott McTominay. They can gang up against this coach because now the dressing room is on fire at Manchester United. There's no doubt about that. The dressing room is on fire. He just came out and said there is nothing in the dressing room. There's no fight. There's no quarrel. But behind the scene, a lot are happening behind the scene. So it's on the coach's side to not be able to manage the bad eggs and the good eggs and have a good chemistry in the team.
Okay, on Chelsea, manager Pochettino says told Nicolas Jackson is going to be a great player. I spoke to Nicolas Jackson as he already had 4 yellow cards only for talking with the referee, and he's a striker. He understood Jackson is young. He's going to be a fantastic player. He needs to be calm and relaxed.
Seriously, it's very good press conference of Pochettino because he knows where Jackson is lacking and where he might. Now, don't forget, now they only have him as a striker and Amado Broja, possibly. He might be able to play tomorrow because now David Washington plays for Chelsea under 21 yesterday. It means we might be able to see Amado Broja and that bench next match means tomorrow against Aston Villa. Now you only have him as a follower. He's the only fittest striker. Now let's assume he got a yellow card. Now he will miss a game. Now missing next game. Amado Broja is not that fit enough to start a game or play 90 minutes. He might be able to start, but not be able to play 90 minutes. How many? Since when has he been able to play competitive football? Since last season, towards the end of last season, almost 5 months. Now, so he needs to calm himself. And if you look at most of the yellow cards the contracting got for Chelsea, most of these yellow cards, out of the 4 yellow cards, 3 of it were from talking to the referee. One, I know, basically he made a foul. Was it against West Ham United? He made a foul. That was the only one to get a yellow card for a foul. But others, we are mere talking to the referees. So I think as he has talked to David Jackson, he's going to relax his nerves. Focus on what the assignment you are given. Your assignment given to you was go and score. Let the vendor got yellow card from you. That's why I love the Drogba. The Drogba will make the vendor to get a yellow card. It will frustrate you, torment you. Not even frustrating you in terms of facing you in terms of goal. Whenever the play at the back of goal, you have a defender. The Drogba will like to at least to rest on you. You want to at least shield the Drogba. You want to foul him. He will torment you. You got a yellow card and you'll be afraid to mark him in the game. Yeah. So your primary assignment is to frustrate, torment the defense line and give us a goal. Not to complain. You're not the captain and you're not the referee. Any complaint should be appealing to the captain of the team. And don't forget now, if you complain too much to the referee, it's yellow card. So I think I has really talked to him and he'll be able to take the correction and take the primary assignment as the main focus for Chelsea.
Okay, finally, let's still on Chelsea before we go for a short break. Mauricio Pochettino reveals he had meetings with Chelsea duo Enzo Fernandez and Nicolas Jackson with the Senegalese striker already booked for time. We said that earlier. And he said he was talking that today because we were in a meeting with him and also Enzo Fernandez. I think you need to get some yellow cards in different action, but not for that. It's so easy, so cheap yellow cards, and I think he's going to put in a very difficult situation. But the team, but he understood and he said, I think Enzo is not ready to be captain. It is only character or personality or profile. You need to communicate with the people, and if you don't speak the language properly, you cannot be captain. No, maybe I am wrong, but it is my opinion.
Seriously, I love some coach when they know they are wrong in some decision making. They say it has, but they're being wrong. They will still tell you that in their opinion they believe is good. You know, most of Chelsea fans get they rate him high, and the reason why they rate him high is his character on the field of play. You see that he's very emotional. He's an emotional player. He has character. He doesn't want to lose. But now the language is the problem. When you are playing in a country whereby you don't get the language, you got the language but not that fluent. Like Nicolas Jackson, Anglo in Nigeria, in Africa country, so it's possible for you to get hold of the English language. Now, Enzo Fernandez, he has the character, he has everything to become the captain, but the communication is not there. When he doesn't have the communication, there are some players in England that play in England that they are unable to get the language right, like Carlos Tevez. Carlos Tevez English is rather poor. The English Carlos Tevez was poor, and he was unable to be a good captain. But aside from him going to the referee, he keep on being moved and have another person to go and complain to the referee. Same yellow card that Nicolas Jackson is getting is the same yellow card that Enzo Fernandez is getting as well. Because most of the 4 yellow cards that Enzo Fernandez got, most of it are from complaining to the referee as well. And I know maybe it's high time Mauricio Pochettino tries and play Enzo Fernandez back, not playing him at the back of the striker. Let him play beside the number 6. That we popularly call number 4 position. Let him come beside the number 6 position. Let him play beside number 6. Let's play at 10, number 10. Let another person play in front of him. Then, if you look at most of the game he played last year for Chelsea, most of the game was although from the defensive mind position, maybe number 6 position. But you look, he got little amount of yellow cards, few yellow cards. So playing high on the pitch, you will have Chelsea would have lost the ball, and you want to track back. You have to be able to get the ball and got the yellow card, or complaining much to the referee. So him as well need to get it right, at least the language. And it's not only him, at least Chelsea also needs a lot to do for him as well. Maybe that of getting him a teacher that will teach him very well, and him himself to develop himself as well. Never to be able to get the language. Since last season, at least by January it will be a year that he has been at Chelsea. So I know maybe some the time they are somehow lazy in terms of learning English language. But I know before the end of the first half of the season, he'll have gotten a language very well and be able to communicate better on the field of play.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. We'll get back from the break. We'll take you on the results of the matches that went on yesterday, and also the matches coming up today, both the Premier League, La Liga, and all the leagues. Do stay with us. Thank you.
Thousands have been disappointed severally in their bid to seek greener pasture abroad. To those quack in the traveling agency business, it is a rocket science. That is not our case at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. We have in-depth details on how to successfully, without stress, help you process and secure your visa to anywhere in the world. Do you want permanent residential visa, visiting and tourism visa, student visa to places like Europe, America, Asia, Africa? It's no big deal to us at TAOHEED Travels and Tour. Our years of experience and expertise speaks volume for us. Let's process and secure visa for you to UK, USA, and Canada within a twinkle of an eye. We offer Hajj and Umrah services to our Muslim faithfuls. What are you waiting for? Consult us at number 9 TAOHEED Central Mall, Sholanke Street, behind Laroy Hotel, Abiola Way, Abeokuta. 0802 733 0900 or 0806 578 4060. Stop wasting money. Pay for peace of mind. Talk to TAOHEED Travels and Tour.
Gbogbo aláfẹ́ tó gbayì tó fẹ́ wọṣọ yìí ṣoge tó pàgbàmù ló ń kọjá lọ sí House of Zion. House of Zion, the name I know when we talk of top-notch fashion, quality materials and class. House of Zion, lẹ́tí máa rójúlówó Turkey wears, Egypt and Malaysia clothing, Dubai, àwọn designer bags lóríṣiríṣi, àwọn ìtẹ̀lẹ̀ bàtà tó jiná tí wọ́n fawọ́ original ṣe, àwọn aago kájọ́ tó ń ka wákàtí ọjọ́, designer sunglasses and perfumes, pẹ̀lú àwọn gbogbo nǹkan tóbìnrin àsìkò fi ń gbafẹ́ lò gbà. Mo débẹ̀ ojú mi ń ṣe kámi, èmi ni ó rà, èmi ni ó mú. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin mùsùlùmí ẹlẹ́sìn tẹ́ gbòógì gbọ́n pa fashion tẹ́ wá nílò jàlábíà, hijab àti àbáyà lóríṣiríṣi. House of Zion lẹ́ ò ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ rà. House of Zion wà ní 52 ọlọ́run ṣògo road adjacent redeemed church agape parish ọlọ́run ṣògo abẹ́òkúta lórí Instagram house of Zion 08165688618 house of Zion ilé ìtajà tá a ti ń tojúlówó aṣọ àti nǹkan aṣaralóge tí ń gbéni níyì.
On Al-IyamoyeTv, and really, as I said earlier, we'll be taking on the results of some of the matches that went on yesterday with Al-Nassr, a very tough match between just like the Premier League top 6 game, like of Manchester United, Manchester City, Arsenal, Chelsea. As Al-Nassr, Al-Ali played yesterday, where Al-Nassr defeated Al-Ali 4-3. I would say it's a very tight game. With Ronaldo with 2 goals again, and Talisca also with 2 goals, and Kessie, Mahrez and Firaz scored the goals for Al-Ali. And comments have been coming in saying that the first goal of Ronaldo was due to the fireworks on the pitch where Edward Mendy didn't get to see the ball coming before he scored, and how would a whole celebrate to that type of goal?
The first question is, how did the fireworks comes in? What brought in the fireworks? You know, that's where Saudi Pro League needs to learn out some certain rules about the law of the game. Because now, if you look at some games, when you are playing, when there are a lot of fireworks on the field of play, they tend to stop the game. I can remember that was 2005. It was 2005, 2004, 2005. When Inter Milan and AC Milan were playing a game. And we have Dida. Dida was on the opposite side. He played for AC Milan then. And from then, Inter Milan fan threw the firework on the field of play, even though it lands on the back of the Dida that particular day, and they need to stop the game. It was a Champions League game.
Yeah, Champions League.
They need to stop the game for the fireworks to be able to get down and continue the game. Because if you look at the goal very well, I watched the highlight of the game, and if you look at the game very well, Edward Mendy needs to get out of his position inside the net, and if you see at the position of the net, a lot of fireworks were on the field of play. Now, Ronaldo is coming from his own angle from the midfield position. And even though it's very hard for you to see Edward Mendy, so it's possible Ronaldo sees and believe, let me just play it anyhow. Because he himself is not seeing the goalpost. He only played it and immediately he had goal. It means people at the back of the post are seeing more than the goalkeeper as well. So I can't really blame Edward Mendy for the bad performance on the angle, but the organizer of the league, they should have stopped the league and ensure that the flame got down before they continued the game yesterday. So why would Ronaldo score the late? A goal is goal. Even though he scored with the tips of a finger, and nobody got it right. Look at the last World Cup qualifier, the last World Cup qualifier for France, whereby they play against Ireland. I remember very well. They have Robbie Keane at Ireland there. Thierry Henry scored with his hand, and the referee didn't say anything, and he jubilated. Say, Maradona, they go Maradona, hand of God. So goal is always a goal. Scoring means being an own goal, being a deflection, a goal is a goal.
Okay, yeah. And Stuttgart also defeated SV Damastata 3-1, and Lisi defeated Genoa 1-0. And Laves also was defeated by Athletic Club 2-0, and also Monaco, which he said yesterday that does not talk. Mr. Ibrahim said nice. Let's not say because nice defeated PSG, and they won't also they will not defeat Monaco, as Monaco will win. And Monaco had a chance where Folani Balogun missed 2 penalties against OGC Nice. And OGC Nice saw this as a very nice opportunity at the 90th minute to score a goal, and OGC Nice took 3 points. Today in the La Liga, we see Girona against Mallorca by 1 p.m. Girona against Mallorca by 1 p.m. We see Osasuna against Sevilla by 3:15 p.m. Barcelona against Celta Vigo by 5:30 p.m. and Almeria against Valencia by 8 o'clock p.m. Barcelona against Celta Vigo by 5:30 p.m.
I think Barcelona should be able to continue with a good performance in the UEFA Champions League and the Spanish La Liga as well. So I'll go with Barcelona, at least having Joao Felix at that side, the front line, Joao Felix, Lewandowski and Rafinha. So the city of YAMA coming from the bench, they change the game for them. So I think they will continue with the kind of form they are being at the start of the season as well.
Okay, did not see that Joao Felix with a goal or assist this match.
It's possible because it's Spanish La Liga. He doesn't need to adapt. Doesn't need any adaptation. The language is okay with the language there. So it's possible he continue with his fighting form Atlantic. Because when you see a player that's called a brace back to back, you want to continue that particular performance, and you will see his teammates. If really want to help him, they should at least support him in anything he's doing on the field of play. So maybe if he's able to continue scoring again today, his confidence must start rising and he'll be able to play better for Barcelona as well.
Okay, what will you now make? What will you do enough to be able to convince you? As you said the last time, you are not yet convinced with his performance.
You know, I listened to the program yesterday, and someone is like if I and the person we are on the same note. The person was telling me that Joao Felix has tried. Sometimes he has played so much well for Atletico Madrid for 6 months, and he went disappear for like a year and a half for Atletico Madrid. It has happened. So he needs to prove to me till the end of the season, at least for what we know him for at Benfica. He's scored a lot of goals for Benfica. If he is able to continue with that kind of performance till the end of the season, then I know even though Barcelona will be able to be convinced, like, okay, let's retain this particular player, but not just giving us a glimpse of performance and at the end of the day you went missing. So he should be able to continue on that note, because he was bought for which amount of money from Benfica to Atletico Madrid. Then he needs to prove himself very well, because he has been scoring so amount of goal for Benfica as well, and he always did well for Portugal. But in the club side, maybe let's say because of the kind of coach that gets him at a tender age for Atletico Madrid, Diego Simeone. He's not that kind of coach that loves attacking, but you know the kind of coach that is getting you from Benfica before you go to Atletico Madrid. So you should have decided better then. So let's see. At least now his style of play is quite similar to Barcelona's style of play. Let's see towards the end of the season what he can give to Barcelona, and then he will be able to convince me enough that okay, he's kind of player that will be able to reach his potential.
Okay, tomorrow, Series started against Getafe by 1 o'clock p.m. Vallecano against Villarreal, 3:15 p.m. Real Betis against Cadiz, 5:30 p.m. Las Palmas against Granada, 5:30 p.m. and the derby match, Atletico Madrid against Real Madrid by 8 o'clock p.m. Your prediction?
And that's a tough game, and really, it's very, very hard for me to predict, because Real Madrid has at least, although the last two games are not convincing. The one that they played in the Spanish La Liga and the UEFA Champions League. But I still believe at least if they be able to have the Bellingham on the side, they should be able to continue with that winning mentality. But let's look at Atletico Madrid. Although they say at least they lost one this season, and they also in good momentum. But I'd rather go for a draw, maybe a draw to happen between Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid, because let's look at Real Madrid. They are missing some players as well. So Atletico Madrid are not, at least they've missed a lot of players as well that they've sold out. They brought in but they brought in players that are not that popular, that are not that rated. But you know what Diego Simeone can do. He might sit down the defense and block everything, and maybe he saw a goal and sit down the bench and sit down the back and pack the box. But in the front line, at least they have Alvaro Morata and Griezmann that can cause damage to Real Madrid side. So let me go for Atletico Madrid and winning the game against Real Madrid.
No more draw.
No more draw. I go for Atletico Madrid winning the game.
Okay, in the Bundesliga side today, we see Augsburg against Mainz by 2:30 p.m. Bayern Munich against Bochum by 2:30 p.m. Mönchengladbach against Leipzig by 2:30 p.m. Dortmund against Wolfsburg also by 2:30 p.m. and Union Berlin against Hoffenheim by 2:30 p.m. Bremen against Cologne by 5:30 and tomorrow Leverkusen against Aiden by 2:30 p.m. Frankfurt against Freiburg by 4:30 p.m. But Dortmund against Wolfsburg by 2:30 p.m. Prediction? Dortmund winning the match. Okay, back to EPL. Today by 3 o'clock p.m. So surprising, no match starting 12:30 today. By 3 o'clock p.m. see Crystal Palace against the Fulham by 3 o'clock. Luton Town against Wolves. Manchester City against Nottingham Forest. And Brentford against Everton by 5:30 p.m. and 8 o'clock. It's been a while since we saw a match late this night. Burnley against Manchester United by 8 o'clock p.m.
Manchester United, Burnley. Although Burnley is at home, a tough more, a very difficult home ground to go. When I know they are Sean Dyche, when he was the manager, it's very difficult ground to go and play them. Whenever, even though Man City, Chelsea, then they always find it difficult to beat Burnley and tough more. But now let's look at the coach that Emirates have or Burnley, they have Vincent Company, which love attacking games a lot. Because although we know Manchester United are facing a lot of difficulties, so far so good in the EPL, Champions League. They continue with the bad performance in Champions League as well. Also, I will look at the game, and possibly it's possible we see some Amrabat. It's possible we also get to see Mason Mount as well. So maybe all these players are coming back. So I say at least. I say Manchester United beating Burnley, but I see Burnley as well netting the game. But Manchester United will win the game.
Okay, no clean sheets for
No.
Okay, your Manchester City Nottingham Forest by 3 o'clock p.m. today.
It's a very, very big game, as my Pep Guardiola said. He said it will be a tough game and the physical. They're playing against the physical side. Look at most games that Nottingham Forest has played this season. There's kind of game that you want to play against them, you will not suffer. Chelsea played against them, they really suffered a lot. Man U play against them, Arsenal play against them, they really suffered. And they've really played against at least 5 games, they play against tough team. And they've been able to win 1. Even though they've been able to score goals between all these games. So the last game against Burnley, they had a bad performance. It was a good goal from Callum Hudson, although he has saved the game the day for Nottingham Forest. Although, let's say Man City, they'll be able to continue with their good form, at least grand results, but not having a clean sheet as well.
Okay, Manchester City not also having a clean sheet. Okay, tomorrow we have a lot of matches tomorrow by 2 p.m. Liverpool West Ham by 2 p.m. Chelsea Aston Villa 2 p.m. Brighton Bournemouth 2 p.m. and Arsenal Tottenham also by 2 p.m. and by 4:30 p.m. we have Sheffield Newcastle and Arsenal Tottenham.
Arsenal derby game one of the derby game that we involve Arsenal and Tottenham for like 6-7 years now that we not involve Harry Kane. Being the first time that we not involve Harry Kane. Well, the last time this just happened that Arsenal lost against Tottenham, and Arsenal is at 2 at Emirates. So I don't see, although Tottenham Sport are going through a very good spell, they've not lost any game. And last game against Sheffield United, it was just the added minutes that really helped them with the goal from Richarlison and Kulusevski that scored the goal as them. So Arsenal, they are on very good form. At least last game they defeated PSV. Before PSV, they defeated Manchester United as well. They defeated Manchester United. So the game against Tottenham Sports is a very, very good game. A new coach entirely, and some of the players at Tottenham Sports are very, very new. The likes of Van der Ven, the likes of Papa Se, and the likes of the other players in the front. But I still go with Arsenal all the way, at least a grand result as well against Tottenham Hotspur.
Okay, on the team brother of Manchester United, Chelsea are playing against Aston Villa by 2 p.m. Also, what's your prediction?
Aston Villa had a bad game in the Europa Conference League. They lost at 3-2 on the 3-2 to Ligue 1, and Chelsea, at least not playing in Europa League, not playing in the Europa competition, should have helped them at least to regain some momentum and have a hedge ahead of Aston Villa. At least coming back from injury, Amos Caicedo, Nonima Adueke, Cucurella, and the likes, they're getting their players back from injury. So I say maybe Chelsea have the second win of the season against Aston Villa.
Okay, and Liverpool West Ham by 2 p.m. also.
It's a very tough game. Liverpool, they have a good game. They've not lost any game this season as well. West Ham lost the last game against Manchester City, which I told you, if they carry the luck to Man City, if you remember very last week, if they continue with the luck against Man City, it's possible. They defeated Man City. And it got some point that I want to say, okay, maybe my prediction want to get right. Where James Ward-Prowse scored for first goal before Man City comes back from the bench and win the game against 3-1 against West Ham. But tomorrow, a good game, very a tactical game between both sides. But the issue is, will they be able to cause damage to Liverpool side? Now, I said something before Mohamed Kudus got to West Ham United. I said Mohamed Kudus might destroy the rhymes at West Ham United. Now, over reliance on him might be too much. Now, the gameplay will now be, okay, let's give Mohamed Kudus, let him do the damage. And Jared Bowen as well can do the damage as well. And Liverpool, at least you have Mohamed Salah, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and the like. So I say go to Liverpool are not giving a clean sheet as well. They're not giving a clean sheet, but Liverpool will be able to win the match.
Let's not forget that Mikel Antonio made a statement that they are going to be above Liverpool. This is in which you said he's a joker.
He's a joker.
Okay, you've come to the end of Sportville today on Al-IyamoyeTv, and really don't forget to like, follow, share, and comment on our programs on Facebook. Al-IyamoyeTV. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. I remain YAZID.
I'm sure Mashid SM the sports.
I tell you a
Goodbye.
goodbye.